Hello and welcome everybody to Free Wheel Station. We get like maybe the intro music, and we get like the panning shot that goes across all of the planets, the three planets in the Drage system, and their relative moons, and then swings over to the station with maybe the star in the background, sort of shedding light over it. And it looks like this broken wheel sort of thing with like areas that are quite obviously needing repair. And like the camera swoops up and over and under the station. We see that corner where the wrench is welded into a corner joist of something, as we go through and come up on the other side and get the Free Wheel Station logo. And we come over to, as you guys are sort of like finishing up your traveling time to get to the first planet. You were going to the Hemwell colony on invitation from their representative Grannon, for their founding day celebration. You're also kind of hoping to catch a whiff of these red booters, to see if you can't garner some of their ill-gotten gains for yourself. And you also have the plasma scar, captained by Captain Tawi, following you on the way to this planet. As we kind of come in, you guys are like, the planet is coming into view, and Kurad, you know that as part of that message, Grannon was pretty explicit about not revealing the location of Hemwell to anyone other than your own retinue.
Ooh.
So, I mean, you're probably fine as far as the planet goes, but you certainly don't want to alert them to exactly the exact coordinates on the planet, because you hold no delusions that while Tawi may like you, once this is done, she probably would come back and take whatever she wanted from here, because you're not sure if Hemwell could defend against her and her pirates.
Luckily, we're small enough to land on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she is too, technically, but...
Yeah, I mean...
But, I don't know. See, you changed things on me. Now I don't know what to do.
I didn't change things. Didn't change anything at all.
Well, we weren't worried about Tally till you were like, and so you can't show her where the thing is. And we're like, oh.
I thought I mentioned last week that Grannon didn't want you to bring anybody but your basic retinue, like the other member of your thing.
I remember that after we had wasted some time trying to figure out if we could go in the first place, that you put that provision in there that it was known that there'd be at least probably two others because we were the three dudes at the space station.
Right. Basically, it was that
Right.
it was the invitation to Kurad, but Kurad knew it was probably he was probably going to bring his Grannon knew Kurad was going to bring his business partners.
Kurad.
Yes.
What should we do with... What is she?
She's a Patra, Captain Tawi.
Yeah. What should we do with Tawi while we're here? Or actually, how much time do we actually get because of that roll 20? How many days did it take?
Hold on. Let me go back to the screen here, because I was looking at something else. Come on. Because we can look it up. There we go.
Oh, wait, there it is. 4 days.
Yep.
Yeah, it's right above Grannon's medicine check of 17.
Yeah. Which, yeah. No.
Hey, it's okay. I already saw like yesterday that I was in a battle with someone that I didn't know. So
You saw that, huh?
yeah,
You're
and
in a
then I
battle.
just yeah.
The 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 Kasarek.
If that's what it was, yeah. I
Yeah, that was
tried really not to pay attention. I was there so I could look at the actual ship, and that was it. Not to learn things.
no. That was from the last battle you had with Kasarek. That was, and I don't even know why the initiative. I think I pulled the initiative tracker up, and it was still on there from when I
That
exited.
could be it.
It's probably what it was.
Anyway, sorry about that.
I noticed it was there, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
I thought I got rid of this." Um.
So
Anyway, but
yeah,
you guys
back to
have,
me and Karad.
yeah.
Karad, what should we do with Tawi?
It would be bad form if she showed up.
Yes, yes. Not only that, I mean, she is a pirate. We've struck a deal, and I'm not even sure if we'll still come out on the good side of this. But we're going to get there in 4 days, which puts us 2 days early for being there.
Well, we're skipping through some of that,
I realize
so you're
that,
not.
but if
Oh, you're, yeah, for the festival, yeah.
yeah, for the festival, so that gives us 2 days to try and flush them out. The red straps, the red
Hooters.
booters. I know the red booties, the red booters. And if we can get that done before that, because I don't think we actually mentioned to Tawi that we were coming here for a festival. We came here specifically for the red booters. So since we arrived early, that makes this way easier than it could be. So let's try and be done with her quickly. Um, let's see if she'll do the whole shells down distress signal fucking BS and see if we can get them to show up. But we're gonna need a rock to hide behind in space. How's that sound to you, Kip? Wherever you are. Kip to the bridge, Kip to the bridge. Oh wait, we're in a shuttle. Hey man, get over here.
What? Sorry, Sony. What do you want?
All right.
My bad.
Oh, okay.
What are we
So
doing? I thought we were just traveling to a planet. That would be kind of cool. Hi.
we are traveling to a planet, but we're here early, and if we can manage not to have to deal with it at all, we want to. So we're going to have to call Tawi and see if she'll go be down with this plan. Since she said she was going to be the flusher of outing them. And if that's so, then she might be already having the same plan we have anyway. So we do it, old school. Wee-oo, a wee-oo, a wee-oo.
All right. So,
We're hailing the ship, yes.
okay. Yeah, you get on the other side, and she answers. She's like on the like in full gear and whatnot. And she's like, "So, what's
What
the
was that?
plan, Mister Vo?"
Did you two?
Really, so what's the plan, Mister Vo?
I'm sorry, one of the pets on board just tooted. Um, it wasn't actually a pet. Ha just tooted in midair. Toot. All right, so the plan is you were going to flush them out while we hide. Is that what the plan is? How exactly do you already have a scenario for such a plan?
No, I had more of an idea than a plan, really. I mean, hey, once you start making plans, things go south, they go a little bit right and left, and you never know if you got to go up, down, brace your shields, make a run for the next asteroid belt. Eh, you know,
Right, maybe one of your crew just gets bored and starts firing off random shots and catching things on fire. I get you.
Well, not quite that much chaos, but yeah, they generally know better than to test my patience on such matters. And there's like
True enough.
maybe like there's a Vesk working a console behind her. You probably a weapon station or something. And as he turns his head slightly, you see where like he's got like a scar across like the side of his face. Like, and he
I
just turned
see.
and he doesn't like it's not like it doesn't look like he planned it or she planned it or anything. It's just one of those things that like he kind of turned
Oh,
like he was and then he like
I thought you
he
meant
kind of
he was giving her the stare. Like,
no he
you
like
bitch.
he kind of turned his he just no he just kind of turned his head for a
Mm.
moment like looking at a different part of the console, but when he did you could see a scar across the side of his face. She gives no reaction to it and doesn't appear to notice that that even was a thing, and he doesn't seem to notice either. But it
Okay.
does seem to, but it does seem to draw the point to some extent. Either that or they, well, you get the impression they lead rough lives anyway. So,
So, very well, Captain. If we must bicker over terminology, what is your idea?
well, first we're doing. It makes sense to scan the area, I guess. See if we can catch their shuttle here. I mean, I don't know their routes and their schedules. Otherwise, I'd have already.
Tried? Mm. So, what you're saying is we should spend the day doing downtime activities?
Well, I'm saying that we need to be doing some scanning. If they're not even here in the system, then we're wasting our time.
Yes, dear. It's just our pet name for what we do when there's nothing better to do.
Should I?
Anyway,
She
your
shrugged.
scanners are probably much better than mine, so I will start on the left side of this planet, searching for chemtrails of what the ship is, at least a specific chemtrail. And you do the same on the right side, and we'll meet in the middle.
Fair enough.
All right.
Uh,
Who has the best computer skill? Kib, how good are you? What's your total bonus? That's you, Scott.
11.
Nice. And for you, Brian?
He's better than I am.
Okay. What are you anyway? Because I only have a 9.
I'm at 9.
Okay, so would you like to be the help roller? Because you have better luck on computers.
Okay, I could be the help roller.
Okay. All right, Scott, make your computer check. I mean, Kib. Yeah. All right, Jester, that's what they got.
Kib, you can't find anything fresh. You find some background, radiation and stuff for like background energy signatures that might have come from a Ringworks class, shuttle, but it's old and it's been a while since it's been here. Several rotations.
It might be. No, that's too old. Could be that. No, that one's too old too. Nope, let's continue looking. These are too old. Yeah. Several rotations old, actually. But it's possible. No.
Downtime is character options, right?
Character operations. Yes, there's
Why am I doing
yeah,
it the hard way?
probably
Galaxy exploration.
well, there's some in galaxy exploration and some in character operations.
Hence why we're going to Nessus.
So
The archives of Nessus, to be specific. All right. Rouse.
Are we doing like world analyzing or what?
we already know that this world has a combination of has a combination of elements that that prohibit blocking in low end scanners. It acts a bit like a scattering field, just kind of scatters, detection, equipment, signals. You don't get a lot as far as reading the planet itself. I mean, it's not everywhere, but most of the planet, or well, large sections of the planet anyway, have that weird scattering field effect.
Oh.
You're not sure if it has to do with, you're not sure what the contributory elements for it are.
Okay. Well, at least here we have budget. That was better than we had on the ship originally. All right. So that does blow most of our ability to actually help them while
Yeah.
they do their world analysis. All right, because that's what we would be trying to do, right? Well, no.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to track down another ship, then it's probably. I don't think there's necessarily a specific downtime activity for that. I think the closest you're going to get is looking for stellar bodies. And a shuttle hardly classifies as a stellar body.
Well, when we meet in the middle, we will get her back on screen and be like, so, after spending all day on it, we remembered about an hour and a half into it that we have shit for scanners. How about you?
This planet's always been a bit of a fucking problem. So many large areas that scanners don't penetrate. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah. Scott, are you watching television?
Amanda? I think that's her name.
Oh, okay.
No.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah.
for her, and her name is
Oh.
Amanda, because I had the invitation.
But yeah,
So
there's a
that's what it is.
What?
Brunch on the 28th of
So-
May.
Yeah,
There-
sorry about that.
One weekend.
yeah, sorry about that.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, she's like,
Mm.
the problem with this planet's always been that it's shite for scanning anything. I'm not getting anything out here in the outside peripheries. Are you sure this is where they're supposed to be?
Yeah.
I mean, I get some significations in places, but it's days old.
Right, everything that we managed to scan out here in the vast, so to speak, we didn't get much that wasn't days old. So, after spending all day to do this, let's get a rest, and tomorrow I have a different idea. And that idea is we make it look like your engines are offline and your shields are down and you're sending out a distress signal. If that doesn't get someone's attention, nothing will.
Yep.
Let's see.
I'm playing
That
with your goals.
is important enough. Hey, Brian.
Hey, I'm playing with your tail. Come get it. Hey.
Tried.
No. I've got your tail.
Oh, you heard all that, didn't you?
What do you diplomacy on that?
Wait, say it again.
What are you rolling diplomacy for?
Because it was my idea. All right, now I hear nothing.
Hello.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. But gesture I've lost. Hang on.
Really?
Oh, there you are now.
No, I was asking what was the diplomacy roll for?
Oh, did you not hear that at all? Because it was my idea. I was trying to convince her that my idea was a good idea. And that is shit.
Right?
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, I'm not a scholar.
I don't think in this case it really matters. It really doesn't cost her anything right now to do it. She at the moment, she's like, Right, but if we don't get anything if we can't bag anything tomorrow, I've got to get a move on for the other job I've got dealing with down the line.
Deal. You've been more than fair, and regardless, we're still going to take these guys out, and you'll still get your cut for being here in the first place. We, of the Free Will Station, keep our word.
He goes, well, here's hoping you're telling the truth. I hope you are. And she's like, we'll try again in the morning then.
Right on. Thank you. Bye.
Um, yeah. Do you guys have anything you're doing this evening? Like, I think.
I would assume that both Kib and I are doing third and fourth passes over every nook and cranny of the structure, making sure everything is reinforced, that everything is functional. Karad, what are you doing while all this is going on? Thank God for autopilot.
Probably just hanging out at the bridge area.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea that one of us keeps our eye on the scanners.
You know?
Nice.
All right. And eventually we'll do sleep pattern.
All right.
But
Cool.
one of us has got to be up to watch scanners while everything's going on. I don't want to be caught with our pants down, so to speak. I say in the skirt. Haha.
Uh-huh.
Kib, what about you? Tell us stuff. Are you dancing? After midnight?
Do you wear
Kib
your
is dead.
sunglasses at night?
Kid tired from dancing.
I was
Danced
going to
all the way
say.
down here. They did scans and danced. I think it's
Okay.
nap time.
All right. When I'm watching scanners, I'm also doing diagnostics on because that's something that I would do.
All right, cool. Like
Yay.
maybe we get this combination of like this montage of you guys, like maybe Karad's watching the sensors, and Kib, doing his thing, the scanners and what have you. And then we get Philip working on
Actually, while we're thinking about it, though, are there enough asteroids for us to have some cover, so to speak?
Not really. I mean,
are we close
I
enough to land on the dark side of their moon?
I mean, yeah, you could probably land on one of the moons, but you don't really know what's there.
That's true enough too. Fine, we'll just keep doing what we were doing.
I mean, you could hide behind a moon if you were trying to, or land on one of the moons. I'm not trying to stop you from doing that. There's no asteroids around, though.
Okay, well, hiding behind a moon seems like a decent idea.
All right.
Hopefully, it's not the same moon that she decided. Tawi? Yeah, Tawi decided to hide behind.
Right.
Oh, my bad. We'll go to the other moon. It's fine.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, sure. And you wake up the next morning, and you put your plan in motion. Unfortunately, you really don't get any. You really don't get any bites here. Like Tawi probably at some point shrugs and is like, maybe they're too afraid to tangle with the plasma scar, even if she's crippled. And
you make a good point. Thank you for your time. We're sorry that we've wasted it in such a way. But
like,
as I said, if we take this ship, it will still be yours.
She's like, I think she's like, I wouldn't necessarily hold you to it if I'm not here for the capture, but I won't look a gift in the mouth either. She says, I'm sorry we didn't have better luck this time, but perhaps next time. She's like, and she's like, maybe there's a like. She kind of turns. She's like, starts giving orders to her crew. She, says like, she's like, I wish you good luck on your hunt. And she's like, and she kind of with that, she says, may Bismara smile fortune upon you. And she's like, and the plasma scar makes the turn and starts flying off towards towards the edge of the system, like heading farther from the center of the system.
We track them until they are completely out of sight or out of range.
Mm-hmm.
And then what time of day is it? We did most of the day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hide behind that moon, and then tomorrow we'll show up at your guys' house.
Sounds good.
All right.
Kid, you take first watch tonight.
Got you, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
The next morning.
Yeah. In the morning, the night passes uneventfully. You get to the morning. You can see the light of the system star starting to break over the horizon of the far horizon of the planet.
Well, we've ate. We're as clean as we're going to get out here. Let's scan all the way down, just in case, because I don't want nobody sneaking up on us now that we don't have a secondary. And go meet your friend.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, yeah. So you have the coordinates to be able to get down to the planet's. Get down. Part of the descent due to just sort of the effect, the basic effects of this planet. Like it messes with your sensors as you're coming down, like your shorter range sensors that sort of help you guide past obstacles. But you manage to get landed. It's not the most graceful landing ever, but you get there. You're sure with it that you're sure the next time you come down, you'll have a better idea what to expect with your instrumentation and be able to stick it better. Yes, you learned very well. You're like, oh damn, that I shouldn't have fucked up. I know exactly what to do next time. You probably won't. You'll the the you get the like maybe we get the shot of like your shuttle landing and on a landing pad. And the landing pad, there's like maybe 2 landing pads here. It's just one of 2, and there's like there's already people out they're like sort of out there, a contingent waiting for you to disembark. At the front of them, like Kurad, you specifically recognize Granin. He's dressed, he's dressed semi-formal. There's obviously no taking the farmer out of him, but he's dressed nicer than you imagine that he would probably dress on his own homestead, necessarily. He's got a small contingent of folk with him. He's like, but yeah. How do you guys go about it when you disembark? What's this look like?
Will be the assist.
Yeah, I guess I'm going first.
All right. Yeah.
I
So,
switched to a white dress.
all right. Cool.
I look at Gibbs like, now, behave yourself, okay?
Yeah. If someone tells you to shut up, do it the first time.
What? Okay. We're talking.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. We'll have fun stories and we'll tell random things. Oh, shut up. No, wait. We had to talk. It's a party, right?
It's a party.
Do it like
Just don't
party.
be a fool.
Oh no, I'm good with interacting with people. I
All
make
right.
everything better.
And remember, when people ask about the business, what do you say?
I have to confer with my colleagues on the best resolution possible.
That is actually a better answer than the one that you were supposed to give. So let's stick with that.
Yeah. We'll definitely stick with that one.
All right. I straighten Kib's bow tie.
He puts it back the other way because it felt better the way it was while you're not looking.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm not going to pay attention again. So you're in luck.
You guys. Yeah. So, Kurad, you lead your friends off of the ship, and Grandin is there. He's like, he goes, I was almost afraid you weren't going to come, or that there'd be more with you or something. And he's like, he goes, not that I don't trust you. I just.
I lost Jester again.
Yeah, let's just it too.
Jester, we can't hear you.
Goes to shake your hand. Really?
Goes to shake your hand. We heard that.
No. Huh?
We just heard goes to shake your hand.
Yeah, if there was anything else before that, we didn't hear it.
Yeah. And now we don't hear you again.
Hey, no. Oh,
Everybody's dropping. What in the world?
There. Really? Can you hear me now?
I hear
Yeah.
you now, yeah.
Awesome. Good. All right. Where were I? So yeah, Grannon greets you. He says, he goes, I was a little nervous. I was a little afraid you might not come or there'd be some complications. You weren't followed, were you?
No, we weren't followed. We tried to be as discreet as possible.
I appreciate it. He goes, your discretion means more than you know. And everybody give me kind of a perception check here.
Oh, dear God, we're all gonna die. For trying. It's strange how all of Chris's characters can't see shit.
Kib and perception of 18. Okay. So, Kib, Kurad, you guys both pick up on this. Of Grannon's retinue that's with him, this is less of some sort of honor guard and more like it looks like these people are probably individuals who are important in the sort of governmental structure of Himwell, whether they're just basic bureaucrats or whether they're part of a council or a ruling council or whatever. You're not entirely certain, but it's obvious the way that they're looking at Grannon that they're that they are sort of like watching him in whatever aspect. There seems to be some sort of like we're paying attention, and there's a mixed reaction to you guys as well. Like some of them seem to be viewing you with a certain amount of interest and curiosity, and others with vague suspicion. Um, you know, And you remember Grannon saying that there were some people that were not terribly open to the idea of like opening relations with people outside of the colony because so there's some people who just don't want the colony to be discovered by the wider galaxy. So you're picking
Eventually,
up on
someone's
this
going
quite a
to
bit.
show off that has better shields, or not better shields, better sensors.
So um, yeah,
Anyway, go ahead.
but but he's like welcome, welcome. He's like and he's like do you have he says we have some accommodations. They're not much, but we have some accommodations ready for you. Stay if you're going to be staying here for any length of time. The celebrations have already started. There's they pretty early start on it. There's he says, let me show you around. He goes, there'll be there's going to be a lot going on today. You know, festival, there's going to be a fair. There's going to be some, music. Nobody famous, mind you. Well, except around here anyway.
Ah,
He's like, he's like, but you might enjoy some of the local, the local culture. He kind of like goes to like gestures like follow me.
teleport, teleport, teleport. Oh, wait. Walk, 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 walk.
The you can teleport, but only the amount of distance.
Karad, have you forgotten your manners?
No.
Oh, yes.
I hope you take my hand at this point. Let us go.
Okay.
He's like,
Take your hand and
and your business partners. I'm
yes.
Grant.
All right. Kib is typing.
This is
Kib.
Philip,
How you doing?
and this little one is Kib.
I curtsy appropriately.
Ah, he's like, well, he goes, maybe we should start. He goes, have you had breakfast yet?
We had what? Protein paste number 5 this morning.
I ate half my tube. Does that count?
He goes, you want to try? He goes, maybe we should hit up some of the some of the local food court first. He goes, would you? He goes, maybe we can find something to eat that's a little better than food paste.
Yes, that would be wondrous.
We grow everything locally here. He's like, and he kind of starts giving you like the spiel. Like, it's obvious that like there are parts of it that he was sort of he's probably been coached to say, but there's part of it. But he takes a great deal of pride in his community all the same. You know, it's the kinds of things that he might say differently, that you feel like he would say, but he would probably say slightly differently. Somebody's kind of polished up what they want him, how they want him to present the place a little bit. But he's like, he takes you to the food court, and like he takes you guys to the food court, and he's kind of giving you like a little bit of the history of Himwell. And he's telling you that like, so in Himwell, we were founded. It was founded some 50 years ago. I don't know. The the original founding colonists came here, escaping from escaping from justice. Really, they were prisoners. Some of the nastiest ones from what our historical records show. A real group of villains, but they got stuck here, and they could have turned on each other, fell upon one another, and murdered each other until there was none left but one. But for some reason they didn't. And they learned how to work together and survive. And beyond that, and then, you know, another refugee, this one from the Kirin Empire showed up, and Well, they felt so bad for him, they took him in as their own, despite the risks of discovery. And when they discovered these areas eventually, that where the vegetate a combination of the nutrients in the ground and the vegetation, the gases that the vegetation lets off, and a few other things we haven't been able to identify makes it hard for scanners to penetrate the area. They set up camp. And over time, they took in more and more refugees from other places, criminals, outlaws, folks, folks that were fleeing oppression from one place or another, or folks that just wanted to get away from it all. And anyway, it kind of grew into what it is now. And like he kind of goes on to like some of the more specific things and whatnot, and he brings you up to like the food court, and there's like a number of like interesting looking foods here to eat. There's stuff that there's a stand selling interesting colorful pastries, the likes of which you've never seen, clearly made with ingredients from the planet.
Nice.
There's another place that's selling some sort of sweet smelling, meats, like on a stick. Um, it's a goddamn festival food court.
I know, but the first thing I wanted to ask was how many dragonettes do I see? Because I believe we're on Pern.
Nice.
Mm.
But you've got the like.
All right. So, what exactly is the monetary structure of your planet?
He's like,
By the
well,
way, I have to stop talking after this. I'm sorry, Brian.
he's like, well, ma'am. He goes, around here, money's sort of a looser issue. I wouldn't worry about it. You're my guest right now. Um, mostly, we mostly work off of a socialistic system, as it were. But we do have dealings with external forces sometimes, although usually through back channels.
Yes.
Point one has occasionally helped us with these matters. For all of their paranoia and secrecy, there are some people they talk to that we can't. But says there are others. There are others that come through, like Captain Worthy, that we do trust. But he's like, he's like, outside of that, he goes, we have we basically operate basic credits when we're trading with external forces. Within our own, our community may have grown beyond its original smaller size, but everybody still pretty much pitches in together. I think everybody had enough of the. I think everybody came from some place where they had enough of posturing and posing. They just want to get on with life without too much fuss.
It's understandable. Now, there has been a bit of a rumor I heard that you've had a bit of a drug problem.
He goes, wherever sentients gather, there's a criminal underside to it, and there's no. The laws concerning drugs are one of our drawbacks that we do have is a number of our laws a little bit looser. Most of the time, as long as people aren't hurting anyone outside of themselves, a lot of the community are willing to turn a blind eye or give a break. But there are those that have been, but when they cross the line and start causing harm to others, then there becomes a problem. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to root out where it's. We haven't been able to root out the problem. We understand that there are a number of people who live outside of our community on this world. People who live off the grid come into town once in a while, come into Himwell once in a while to trade basic supplies. And loners, hermits, uh, antisocial antisocial individuals want nothing to do with anybody. So occasionally people so traumatized they can't deal with others for long. Hard to weed out those that are here for legit purposes and those that are here to stir up trouble sometimes.
Mm. And your judicial system?
Well, the council takes care of the judicial decisions. They're the
Uh-huh.
final arbiters of the. And I'll be honest with you, part of my job today is to kind of waste your time for a while because they don't know what in the world to do with you or say to you just yet. They're deliberating that now. But if we're gonna waste time, we may as well enjoy it.
I
I
believe
know,
him.
I know a few beer stands. Some locally made. Some I know a few beer stands around here. I'll take you to the best
Yes.
ones. I'll take you to the best one, and it's like maybe we
We'd like
could
to buy all your stock
like. Well, it's gonna take a
that you're
while.
willing to go buy.
It's like
Go ahead. Go ahead.
our biggest issue right now is that it is a slow pickup to providing for our community and a few outliers to having the kinds of supplies and goods on hand to help supply a space station as well. This is
Hmm.
this is part of the reason that the council has me wasting your time. They don't know how they feel about that either. They don't know
I
whether
see.
I I said,
Go ahead.
yes, me. I don't know if they're afraid to be embarrassed that they don't have that they can't honor the obligations now. Pissed off at me that I even cut the deal they sent me to cut, or if it's somewhere in between. He goes, he says, well, either way, I'm sure we'll know at the end of the day or something to that nature. Because they'll send, I'm sure. He goes, hey, and he like maybe he's like takes you over to like a particularly good stall to get some beer, um, and what have you.
Socialist. It makes it hard to make friends by tipping well.
Yeah,
All right. I drink the beer. I hope it's tasty and cold.
it is. It is surprisingly good.
Yeah.
If the guy that's the guy at the stand seems to take a particular deal of pride in it.
Mm.
It's got a very earthy taste to it, but in a really good way.
Mother's milk.
It's got yeah. It there's something about it that reminds you of a fresh harvest, or at least what a fresh harvest should smell like. I'm not sure if you've ever smelled a fresh harvest in your life or not, but what you imagine it would smell like.
Not
Uh,
on Eox, but I have.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So, I'm going to shut up and put myself on mute. Good luck, Brian.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. He looks at you. He's like, he's like, well, he goes, come on, I know a shortcut to where the parade's gonna start.
yeah, I follow.
All right, cool. And place yourself next to Grannon over here on the left-hand side of the map. Everybody put your tokens out there because you are still muted, and
Brian had that sense motive of 22 earlier.
But no, I mean, this is completely
This is
different.
something else. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
I just wanted to make sure. I was like 22. He didn't get nothing off that.
no, it's not
Ah.
Grannon is just on the wake here too. So you see, as you're walking down like the sort of like this road, you see like a broken down old hover truck on the corner in a building that's it's seen better days. And this seems to be a part of town where fewer people are, whether most of the people seem to be out at the closer to the center of town to for the festivities and whatnot. But there are, you know, a few people out here on that corner, and and I think Grannon recognizes one of them, and he's like, and he's like, Tev, Tev, what are you doing? He's like, hey, what are you doing out here? And he's like, and Tev, who's a bearded human, turns around and looks at you, and you see that he's standing on the other side of him as he turns is a Yusoki, who and you realize everybody give me a perception check here.
Fine.
Don't worry, it's not a high perception check. So you realize that there is something you don't see exactly what. Oh, Ha notices it. Does Ha have a camera?
Ha has a multi-directional camera.
So Ha zooms it, sees something transfer hands, and zooms right in on it between the Yusakai. Like something was in the mid transfer of hands when Granin distracted this Tev or whoever he is, and the Yusakai looks really pissed off and annoyed that that Tev turned around because it exposed clearly to where Ha is sitting that there was something that they were passing in their hands between the two of them. And Ha can tell that it looked like an inhaler with a very sickly green gas in it. It looked really cheap too. Like maybe it was made of cheap plastic.
Well, I know what that is. Out of character, but culture check?
Yeah, you can do a culture check.
Alright, let me turn back into Philip. Hey, is that a boost container that I see him with?
So what you see is something that reminds you of a drug that was pretty potent, pretty big on Akaton. It's a sort of vaporous inhale. It looks like the stuff you remember or that you've heard of and seen is blue, and it leaves a blue residue, and usually comes in, well, not great packaging, better packaging than this at least. Like that's
Right, this looks like somebody used a water bottle to make it.
this looks like somebody like recycle like did this in like a home lab somewhere. It's not professional grade. Like the part that contains the vapor in it looks is clear plastic for one thing, which is why you can see that it's a green misty type substance, and like the lower part of it is made of like a white plastic that looks like it was probably reworked from some other type of product, possibly another inhaler or possibly another inhaler or some other hygiene thing. But you can this is something that, like, if Ha draws your attention to it, you would realize that this is very similar to a drug that you've heard of before, at least seems to be.
But it's not a weapon?
It does not appear to be a weapon, no. But you...
Okay, if it does not appear to be of a safety risk for Ha himself or for me, then he probably wouldn't have brought it up. Now, if it had been a grenade or if someone had pulled a gun, then yes.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
he's
yeah.
set to defense, not offense.
All right. But the rest of you do notice that something seems not right about this situation. Like Tev, for one thing, it seemed like for it just. If anybody wants to give me a sense motive here, then you get a little.
As you wish. No, 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 no.
Boom. Philip,
Oh yeah.
you know exactly what's going on without Ha telling you about like the and Kurad, you probably pick up on this too. Even without Ha telling you about the specific drug thing, this is a deal going down. This is an illicit deal of some sort going down
Well,
right here.
yeah, and we
Tev's
would
way
have
too
bonuses to that.
yeah, Tev is way too nervous about this. The Isekai looks pissed off. All of these people outside of Tev seem to be armed. Um, so
Hopefully, with at least two of them.
yeah, so
But I'm bummed.
yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. And Ha does notice that they're all armed, which is something that like as soon as Tev realizes like in this moment, Tev's like, oh shit. And the fucking Yusekai's like, and the Yusekai just hisses at him, and I want to get an initiative check from everybody. So everybody roll some initiatives.
Wait, we're supposed to click on our guys first, right?
Yep. Make sure
Yeah.
you click on your guy
Okay.
and then roll an initiative. And I'm gonna bring up the initiative tracker here.
Huh. I don't actually speak Isekai. What did he say, Kim?
I speak Isekai.
Ah.
He didn't say anything. He just hissed at the guy.
Alright.
Um.
Sorry. Thought maybe. Damn it.
And,
See, now that's too small.
and then.
Oh, turn on. I'm getting there.
Let's see.
Beat that, guys.
I don't think I can.
The curse of Psy lives on. Long live Psy.
Yep. Oh man.
I'm gonna hold my action till the top of the next round.
And alright, so I need to now go and do this manual. God damn, I just saw your initiative roll. What the hell, man?
Yep.
Now you know why I said all of those things.
I'm telling you, buddy. Well, I was not paying a whole lot of attention, so
It's okay. Me giggling could have also meant that I went on 30. So,
yes, that's kind of my point.
meanwhile, you just roll 15s all day. All right, there we go.
So that's these guys, and I need to find them as 17, 17, and 13.
Tactfully speaking, Someone should probably ask what we should do. Because as guests here, we're not necessarily supposed to be, all like, oh, let me help you kill some people. But I don't know if they should actually be killed. You know what I mean?
I know what you
Karad.
mean, but I think if they attack us first, though.
Right, but do we want to try the whole whoa, I don't care about this drug deal. Ain't nobody trying to get hurt today. But I think they're going to shoot at us first, so it's okay.
Yes. And I think these are the people we're looking for.
I agree with that out of character.
In character, we don't know.
But there's a good guess because drug problem was related to the booters, I remember.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kurad, you are the first to act here.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
At a 1901, yeah, you are.
Wow. So these white lines indicate where a sidewalk is?
The white lines indicate where basically the curb and the sidewalk is essentially.
Okay.
And that's meant to be gray, but I can see how it looks white.
Yes,
So-
it looks white. It's a weird background color.
Yeah,
Just hey, just gonna go there and like, and hold his action.
all right. This guy, let's see. All right, so this guy right here, he's going to move. He's gonna. Let me get the. Let me look at this here real quick. He could move. No, that would be a double move. Why wouldn't he just go over here? That's exactly what he's going to do. He is going to go right here, and he is going to. Let's see. He doesn't have a shot from here.
Hallelujah.
Maybe he won't go there because he doesn't have a shot. He's going to. Maybe he moves. You know what? Actually, I know what he's going to do. He's going to shoot Tev because Tev got him caught. Because whatever you guys think about it, Grannon is known to be associated or affiliated right now with the ruling council. So let's see. He's got a 4. So
And where's Grannon on the map?
Grannon is right here. That's Grannon.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm in the way.
Let's see. Oh. Oops. 12. Yeah, that's good enough. What's his damage here? Just 1d6. Alright, so for him.
So wait, Grannon just got hit?
No,
Okay.
Tev did.
Okay.
One of the thugs shot him
Okay.
because he gave up because he got him caught, essentially. Or at least that seems to be what his reasoning is. It's like, but Tev is still alive. He's injured, but he's still alive. He's like, he looks at the guy and he goes, "You fucking shot me," he kind of like slumps back against the busted hover truck and just stares at the gunshot wound in his in his chest. And he's like, and he just repeats, "You shot me." So that makes it to number one. You number one. You're number one. This guy is going to use the hover truck as cover.
Smart
And
man.
let me see. I need to see the range here.
Oof.
Yeah, that's way too much range. Well, let's see. 60. He'd take a -2 penalty. Oh, so it's a flat D20 roll. Kurad, he does not hit you. He misses by a mile.
By a long shot, hey.
By a long mile. Kib, it is your action.
Go, kid. Go,
You,
kid.
you just saw the guy that was obviously the purchaser of drugs get shot in the chest, and one of the other goons shot at Kurad. Missed terribly, but still he shot at him.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking. I don't know. About at this point, all I can do is move.
Well, do you have any spells?
A lot of them
Yeah.
real close, like 40 feet.
What about magic missile? Did you take that?
No.
No, I took energy ray.
Ah, okay. All right.
Wait, I thought Energy Ray had 120 feet.
I have this close. It's 25 plus 5 feet for every 2 levels.
Oh, okay. That's probably right then.
All right. Yeah. So, what are you gonna do then? What's your action?
You got a grenade? Because you're way too far away for that, too.
Yeah.
I
At
say,
this point, I'm gonna move here. Wait. Yeah, just move here and wait, because unless I move double and then I can get a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm gonna do a full run and move another 30. I don't know. Put myself out front. I don't care.
how are you measuring, Scott? Oh, okay. For whatever reason, I was thinking they were 5-foot squares.
Yeah, I measured beforehand. These are not 5-foot squares.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just go there and that'll be it.
That's
All
bad.
right. And that means this guy finally. And let me see what the range. Kinda snap to center here. He's got a. Because he's actually on top of that building.
Oh.
That's
Dang.
a -2. So he's gonna shoot at Kib. Since Kib's a little farther. Hold on. Actually. Yeah, Kib's a little closer, so he'll shoot at Kib. But it's a flat D20 roll. 14, does that hit your KAC?
No.
Nice. Your kinetic armor class is good enough, like the bullet ricochets off your shoulder pad and you're good. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
You missed.
From there, it goes to Grannon. And Grannon. He can. He'll
If
move.
he has no weapon, right?
No, he's got a weapon, all right.
Oh,
He's gonna
okay.
move. He has like he pulls a disintegrator SMG out of his like from off of his hip, like from
That
out from
is
underneath it.
so
Yeah,
hot.
yeah. However, I need to look at the range. Oh, it's yeah, I know what range it is. So he's actually probably going to shoot at the guy that shot Tev. So that's all right. Let's open up Grannon and see how he does. Back to attacks. Disintegration SMG. Any other modifiers? It's a -4 for the range. And Grannon is not able to hit. He fires off his disintegration SMG at the guy who shot Tev and misses wildly. And who are we at here? Is that who's on 11?
Who's Pusher?
Well, Pusher is the Yusakai. But who's the purple right above? I'm not seeing anything light up.
That's not me.
That's Curad.
Wasn't your initiative at 19?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, because this is from the last combat and it never got removed. Kind of like why there's 2 Phillips on here.
Is there?
And 2 Kibbs, apparently.
Yeah, well, you get rid of those.
All right.
I'm the 2.01.
Okay, so that makes it the Pusher's turn. All right, he is going to his action is he's going to run. He is going to run to an inner cycle over here, and he's going to take off. He has effectively left the map.
Mm.
Yeah, he wasn't going to stick around for this shit.
And he went into the building.
But Philip, it's your turn.
Ha! Full volume. Sirens and whistles. And then Ha will move his full movement, which is 30. And then I will give him my movement for his second 30.
All right.
And he will then use the last. Well, no. Hope he's fine right where he's at. All right. Then that was me doing that. Give him that. I don't have any weapons that will shoot that far.
You can shoot beyond your range increment. You just take penalties. That's what they're doing. Is they've been shooting at you guys from outside of their first range increment. It's like a -3 per range increment.
There's a building in my way. There's a truck in my way. So, yeah, I'm done. Oh, wait, no, that's the sidewalk that's in the way, right?
Well, technically, technically, both of these guys have partial cover, but they're not completely blocked off. Because he's on top of the building,
Oh,
and he's just taking cover behind the hover truck. He's out in the open. This guy
okay.
right
My increments are 30, so that means my long range is 90. So that's damn near double my range. What's that? A negative
It's
X?
negative two per extra range increment beyond the first.
Yeah.
90.
So
So basically,
guys on the building.
No, the isekai and the inner cycle are off the map. I just moved the
Okay.
tokens down there so they're out of the way. They basically went off the edge of the map over there.
Wow, these are 10-foot squares. That makes that spell useless.
okay. Unless I roll a 20, I'm sure I miss. I did not roll a 20.
That is a miss.
And that was with me giving it the -8. So.
Yeah. It was still worth a shot, right?
Right.
Correct.
I could have hit. Maybe.
Yeah, this guy on top of the building.
You go for him. What
This guy.
what you got going on?
Sniper rifle, please.
Mind thrust. Nice. Okay.
Ah.
So he's got to make a will save. What's his will save at? So he's got nothing on that. What's the DC here?
That is first level DC 15.
All right.
A pox upon you, dude on the roof.
He did not make that. And that's 13 points of damage.
Yes.
Is
Well,
he dead?
He is not dead, but he's unconscious. So you cast your spell and whatever that looks like, and you see is there a visual effect like that?
No, Kira just looks at him and he just goes,
Yeah. Okay. So you cast your spell and look at him, and there's maybe blood pours out of his nose, and he kind of looks down. He realizes it, and he takes his hand to wipe his nose. Comes back with blood, stares at it for a minute, and then just topples over. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So number 3 is out of the mix, so we'll take him off the initiative order.
All right.
So that makes it number 2, which is this guy, right? Yep. He's going to shoot at you. And let's see. And he's going to take a -2 to that, but he's going to do it anyway.
oops, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Oh, he's 60.
Ooh. 20 hit your KAC, Curad?
No.
KAC, hold on. Yes, that hits.
All right.
I don't have the greatest light armor.
3 points of damage. He shoots you with his semi-auto pistol, and he's like, "What the fuck did you do?" He's and he hits you, and he wings you in the arm, like you're like, ah. Let's see, and that means it's number 2. Number 2 here, he's got. So he's a flat D20 to try to shoot Kib again. And that's a 4. I'm pretty sure that misses. And Kib, it's your turn.
Yeah. I don't move very fast. 40. I don't have the wrong tool. My bad. I'm gonna run up and hide right here
All right. So
behind
you
this
take
little truck.
and take
And that's what I'm
cover.
gonna do. Yeah.
All right. All right. Awesome. Your friend Grandin here. He's gonna move his 30 feet. And he is going to well, does he have a better shot? I think he's probably got a better shot at the guy behind the truck. I mean, the guy down here is open. It's 90 feet. It's 110. Yeah, he'll shoot at the guy that shot Tev again. So, actually, you know what he's going to do instead? He's going to use suppressive fire. All he's got to do is hit an AC of 15 and nope, not enough to do suppressive fire. Yeah, he fires a whole bunch of bullets, but they're wild enough that it doesn't cause it doesn't cause anybody to really have to. I mean, it's close, but he sort of misjudges some of the distance that he needed to clear the your drone, probably. But that's his move. Pusher has already left, so he is not a thing. Philip, your move.
Really?
And, yep.
Hmm.
And
Who's
Tev
this?
that is Tev. That's the
That's
guy who was that's the guy who was apparently trying to buy the drugs, and then they shot him because he reacted with surprise and drew attention to them.
Okay, 1 second. I was thinking that I could do something, but I can't. Okay. So now I have to return to being Philip. Philip. Okay.
Oh, my turn again?
No, we're still waiting on Philip. I just hit the button on
Okay.
accident. Oh,
And I.
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I just popped my shoulder and it was kind of loud.
Yes, you did.
Heard it a little bit, but not. It wasn't like too loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2. All right, and this isn't Kib, right? Where's that Kib?
That is Kib.
Damn it! Can't shoot Kib.
No, not a good idea to shoot Kib.
Well, that could be debated.
I was like, are you sure?
It's great when the player of the character is like, "Are you sure he's not worth shooting?"
You know?
I mean, for 12 seconds, all he's been doing is running around.
So Ha is shooting. I'm guessing that guy. Okay.
Oh wait. Can I? Because it's Ha and Ha's in the air. Can he hit this guy?
He still gets cover because it's the
Right,
hover
it's
truck
still
is pretty
cover,
bad. Yeah, it's
but
still cover, and he's. I mean, he won't get as
so
much of an armor class bonus as he's getting from Kib.
okay. So we'll go for the guy that's got cover. Was that enough?
All right. So 14. What's his KC? Oh, just barely. 8 points. Okay, so that leaves him.
And this whole time, Ha is going off at full volume. It sounds like a French policeman's car.
All right.
I mean, it's a small town. People should notice.
That's why. Duh. I'm like, why is it not clicky? There we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. Kurad, it is back up to you.
Okay, he just casually walks up. Let's get on the right tool here. Just casually walks up, looks at this guy.
All right. And he's got a flat D20 roll. The roll of 15 or above, and he does not.
Ha! Ian.
And he is still up. But let me roll a couple of things here. How does it work? Is that man, that's a lot of rolls already. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So I think this guy right here, he probably surrenders. Like he drops his gun. He's like, no more, no more. Please, I'm done. I'm done. And he's holding his head. This guy, the other guy, however, he runs.
I don't blame him.
Kib and Ha, you guys can. Kib, Ha, Philip, and Grannon are in position to try to get a shot off at him as he's trying to run away. You'll take whatever range penalties for him being just at the edge of the map right here where he's sitting right now, but you can shoot at him.
Nope.
All right. Well, Ha shoots him and brings him down.
Oh, and then Kip
Kib,
just
yeah.
flat out kills him.
Yeah, as he's collapsing, as like Ha shoots him with that frosty ray, and he shivers, and he's starting to. We see his eyes start to roll back in the back of his head as he starts to fall over, and then we see the blast from Kib's sonic pistol hit him from behind, and just
And
flatten
blow his eyes
face.
straight out.
Well, and flatten him to the ground from like blast him from behind and flatten him straight to the ground. So he's just laying on the front of it, like laying on his face. Nice.
Oh, and
I
we're
got
all
him.
deaf.
He didn't go away.
Yeah. Yeah. Like.
He's
I
more
think.
than dead.
Yeah, I think Grannon probably goes over.
Oh.
It probably goes over to Tev, and he's like, "Tev, what the hell are you doing here? What is going on with all that?" And I think he's like,
Wait, I'm sorry. That's a help roll.
Okay.
It's
Well,
a help roll, though. We have a doctor.
Yeah. Well, I think Grannon is going to take this guy into custody, and he's like, and he's like, and he's kind of like, he pulls out his comms unit. He's got his disintegrator pistol level at this guy. He's like, so on your knees, hands in the air. And he's like, goes over and kicks the gun away from him, his, semi-auto pistol away from him. And he's like, grabs his comm out and he's like, I need security forces out to Quadrant.
And pocket it.
And he's like, okay, yeah. So now you have a semi-automatic pistol. It's a level 1 gun. It's like pistol, but you can take it apart for 1/4 of its price for UPBs, or you can choose to use it if you so choose. It's, not like you can't use a lower level weapon if you want to. But he's calling for like security backup, and he's calling for security backup, and he's like,
I'm like, ha, shut up.
he's like, hey, he's like, what was that all about? He's like, and the guy's like, just spits on the ground. He goes, like, you don't fucking know. And he's like, oh, we're gonna find out how much you know. He's like, who was your friend that ran off on the intercycle? And he goes, nobody. And he's like, yeah, he didn't look like nobody.
Jim, nobody, eh?
And he's like, I refuse to answer any more questions.
That's centered on him.
Ooh.
Yeah, he says, I'm not, let's see. He says, I'm not answering any more questions.
Really? You'll answer mine.
He's like, no, I don't think I will.
Where did he get shot?
He didn't get shot. You mind thrusted him.
No, not this one.
Oh, Tev? He got shot in the chest. Yeah.
So
Tev still seems to be in shock that he actually got shot.
I smack him.
He's like, he shot me, man. He really shot me. Oh,
And who are they?
Because I don't know, man. I just get the stuff from them.
Really?
Well, they come up during the festivals and when there's big celebrations and stuff. They mingle with the crowd and the other jackasses that come from outside.
Fine.
He's
Of
like,
course, this guy is still in the zone range.
yeah. And I also need to make his saving throw anyway, just because. And it's only a flat D20, so.
And it's DC 16.
And they haven't done so. Ooh, he did well with that.
Just did.
Bastard.
It's the first time he actually one of these guys made a will save.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, he's like, he's like, I ain't saying nothing. And he says, and he's like, go ahead, arrest me. He's like, arrest me. He goes, he's like, won't do you any good. And I think probably Grandin is like, shut up. And he just like smacks him across the jaw with a heavy punch. He's like, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. Your dude falls unconscious. He's like, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that, but I wasn't going to listen to him run his mouth anymore. Wasn't saying anything we needed to hear anyway.
I saw him trip.
Just tell
It's
him
fine.
I did it. Just tell him I did it. It'll be all right.
Deb,
What?
you're too far away.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
But there's this little floating robot-looking thing that's kind of loud. It's kind of cool,
No,
though.
I told him to shut up.
Well,
The authorities.
Moments ago.
Yeah. The authorities, the like security force does arrive, such as it is. They're, basically people in armor that, that is mostly not matched together. It's not like it's a uniform. They all have armor, It looks
like
to be
freebooter armor.
Yeah, it's like similar quality, like freebooter armor. It's real basic, but you can tell these guys are not used to dealing with too much serious stuff. The way their community is structured is people mostly want to be left alone. So they, he kind of, they're like, "Oh, we'll take him in. We'll get answers from him." Because they're like, "Hey, I recognize this guy. And we go way back." And he's like picks him up over his shoulder to put him in like the sort of grav cart that they brought, I guess it's probably a grav truck. um he's like the so, and I think like the after the like they congratulate you guys on like, doing good service for the community and taking care of these guys. And but they're like, we're still going to want to get your statements on what happened, da da da, and what you saw. If
Hey,
you
I
don't
got a
mind sticking around.
question before you leave. Can we have the bodies of the slain people here? Just asking.
It's like, no.
Why not?
Because
I
We
need
do
it
have
for
a proper
scientific
facility for
Do,
them.
do. Smack!
yeah, he's like, whoever this scumbag was, he still had family.
Mm, no.
We'll try to. The other two, and only one of them's dead. The one that you flattened that was already going down, and you flattened with your sonic pistol's the only one that's dead.
Well, I was technically pointing at that one. Can I have his body then?
No, whoever he was, plus there's probably still
I
forensic
smack him
evidence.
up the other side of the head.
It's like your friend doesn't understand forensics, does he?
But we
What
know how they
forensic is
died.
there? I know how he died. We don't need to do forensic. I'll tell you. I shot him
Yep.
in the back of the head as he was running away
He may be able to tell.
because he was shooting at me.
Smack him in the genitals this time.
Oh, I kick him in the nuts.
Yeah. He's just like, boom.
Smack,
Wait, I know
boom.
what we're doing wrong. Shut up.
But okay.
I think, but yeah, they pick up the body and take it away, but they throw it in the like the very back of the truck, like it's the last of the thing to go in the working grav truck. The grav truck that's broken down is still broken down in there, but they load the rest of them up and
So,
taking the two that are unconscious to the station, presumably taking the other one to the morgue to determine if they can figure out where he's been spending his time.
Kib, since this is taking some time, let's do engineering checks to see if we can fix this broken grav truck.
Oh, that's simple. Yeah.
That's my help check.
The problem with the truck isn't so much that it's not repairable, it's that there's not the right parts to do it. Like and I think Grandin kind of chuckles and he explains to you, he's like, yeah, we got a few vehicles like that. We don't get a lot of new shipments of industrial sized equipment. You should see my tractor. I've had to rebuild it at least 5 times and it still acts like a
But
piece of shit.
if you got several of them broken down, you can take good parts from this one and put it on this one, and that
That's
makes
what
one at least working.
we already did. The ones that
Oh,
are working because we did
So,
that. It's like
between mine and Kib's engineering check, can we tell exactly how many UPBs it would take to fix this thing?
it would take a bit. I mean, you're like there's probably like you can identify what specific pieces and parts that you would need to fix it. You know, um,
Okay. And our tech bay is on the shuttle, right?
Yes.
and
All right.
Yeah.
We have the proper equipment to fix this.
well, the thing about it is that you would from the way you're looking and with what's missing, you're almost better to tear it apart and rebuild a new truck.
So you're saying take the 10% that we can get from this, and then just build them a new truck? How much is
Well,
a hover truck?
I'm saying that if they let you have it, because it does actually belong to somebody.
Well,
It's not,
I realize that, but
yeah,
if we're rebuilding it so it works, we're not trying to take it with us.
right.
But we can get back to this. There might be
I get it.
a better tractor, or like an actual tractor might need fixed. Doing something for the community
Oh, I get
that
what
is
you
a
mean. Oh,
socialist. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, sure, you can find something that you can help out with and repair to be like there's probably like an irrigation system that one of the farmers is been having a problem with that
Okay,
granted
well, we'll do that before we leave then. We'll find out what actually needs fixed the most as we do our culture check
right.
and our diplomacy on this place.
All
I mean, we
right.
just got here. How long does this last?
Well,
This festival?
it's like a weekend festival. It's like a 2 to 3 day festival. Like, and I
Right,
think
a Silvergrass festival or something. Yeah, I got you.
Grannon, I think Grannon is probably like, um, once you guys kind of like the area here is kind of picked up and cleaned up. He's like, well, I guess there's nothing more to do but wait. And he
All
goes,
right.
so I'll show you the attractions and some of the and some of the music. He's like, and he kind of like he tucks his disintegration SMG back into like his back into like the inside of his coat, and
By
he's
the
like,
way, I like your weapons choice.
from my days in the service. He goes, that and this armor is about the only thing I took away from it. And
Mm.
he's like, outside of this stuff, yeah, and the armor is packed up at home. He goes, I just happen to be carrying this because, well, I know how things are, and I wasn't. I'm never too sure how my neighbors are going to react to outsiders, and uh, in truth, I was rather hoping we might catch some of these assholes running around here. Although I didn't have any idea they'd be down this way, I just figured we'd encounter them downtown somewhere.
Well,
Maybe
Gerard,
follow.
are we
Maybe.
ready to go downtown? What about you, kid? You can unshut up.
What? That was fun. Let's go hang out with more
Uh,
people.
Okay. Kid,
Maybe
well,
they'll
I
ask you, like,
realize,
take those bodies.
kid, don't ask for the bodies again. They've already said no 3 times. Okay?
I know,
In
but
fact,
we
you have
need
asked
them.
for the bodies so much that if the bodies disappear, they're going to assume it was us. So we have to leave these bodies now.
I know, but that's what we're built to. I don't know. I'm just thinking ahead.
All right. Well, there's going to be more stuff for us to do soon. But we'll talk about that later.
And I think Grannon kind of looks at you and he's like, I'd like to, by way of explanation, my small friend, most people don't really like the idea of what you're proposing to do with the bodies. And they don't even like to think about it when it's somebody they don't like. Everybody's got family, and he goes, that's what you do on your station is your business, but we're more interested in trading things like food and technological, items, possibly parts to repair some of the broken equipment, those sorts of things. I mean, I'm sure there might be one or two people who want to get necrographs, but I don't think anyone here is going to really want to think too much or too hard about where the materials for that come from. And and having it come from here would be a little too close for comfort.
Right. So, on this planet, are there predator creatures?
Yeah, there's predators. There's predators. There's predators. There's prey. There's all sort. There's omnivores, carnivores, herbivores, creatures that eat nutrients straight out of the air.
Right. We actually encountered some a plant creature. Oh,
uh,
Karat, what do we call it? I forget. I'm sorry, Karat. I know we forget things a lot.
I can't remember.
was it
Right?
Kasaric?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And honestly, I
Sorry.
can't remember. So
Mm.
There's the native creatures. There's a few that seem to be transplants. So how they got here, well, I got no idea. And it's like he's like, yeah, there's a lot of, and there's plenty of folk that live out there outside of the skirts of community too. They'd probably have a better knowledge of what the predator's habits are. We know enough to keep them out of our walls, but that's I mean,
Yes.
we've got a few insights. Our scientists have a few insights. I can tell you a few things about the stuff that attacks the crops. A few things you might want to worry about that traverse the edges of civilization.
Do you have it on a handy data slab?
He's like, uh, not on me, but I can show you a terminal where you can access information that had, some of the public information about some of the wildlife around here. It's like,
Yeah, I would like that.
it's like maybe as you guys are kind of walking through the fair and what the festival and what you see that there really is kind of a mix of people here. Like there's, species that normally you wouldn't see getting along particularly well, just kind of coexisting in one way or another. And there is a strong, well, there does seem to be, and you guys, once again, that feeling of being somewhere between an odd curiosity and a suspicious looking outsider to the people around you. Um, you know, you get the impression that this is probably one of the few times that these people are a little bit more outgoing. Um, and some of them do seem fairly friendly, because there are those that, like you probably get bombarded by questions by some small children, or a curious passerby. Um, just basic stuff like the things that don't really have large answers for, or that you're not totally prepared for. Like, things like, so that Joth Hurlig, that Commander Joth Hurlig, yeah, did you ever meet him when the station was taken? And clearly, you've never met him. You've seen his logs, but you've never met him. Kib, you've met him.
Have he was kind of fun and entertaining sometimes, but most of the time he was a butthead because he's like, "Get this done," and just rambles on about different projects and stuff like that, and just like entertains them for a minute.
Yeah. Give me a diplomacy check here.
Can I help? No, I'm just
No.
kidding. Good luck.
there's no help. That's
He rolled a 1?
He rolled a 4. The guy
Okay.
looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, Captain Hurl," and like maybe it's not even the guy that was asking the question, but somebody else that was standing by was like, "Yeah, he was like, Commander Joth Hurlig, real fun guy, till he kidnaps your cousin and sells him into slavery. Fun guy, yeah." And he walks off. And the guy that was asking you questions like, well, I guess this is awkward. And yeah,
No, you got to get to know him to find out how funny he is.
he's like, Yeah, I'm sure that's a matter of perspective. Look, I gotta go meet my wife. He's like obviously kind of
Cool.
like.
Enjoy. Bye.
Mm. Yeah, I think you guys.
Keurig looks at Phillips. Like, remind me to put in a volume control on that one.
Right. It's your turn to tell him to shut up.
Yeah, I walk up to Gib, look down at him, and then the whole time where I have like the sunscreen shield in my helmet activated so they can't see what I look like. I turn it off so he can see actually what I look like. Shut up.
Oh, he's a pretty one. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think the rest of your day goes mostly uneventful in terms of like, big major things. Like you get to enjoy or at least observe the local festivities. And
Hmm.
as long as you can, you occasionally probably have to corral Kib from being socially awkward around people. Um, uh, yeah, I think by the end of the day, Grandin's like, it's like, so they've got quarters for you here in town, and I'll show you where they're at. But I'd like you to come out to my farm for dinner and have with the family.
I kind of raise my hand, be like, "Can free food? Yay!" Real quiet, like looking at grab.
Both our heads swivel hard at you. Whoopsh.
I swear to God, I need to put a control switch in him.
Hmm. All right, but he's asking you specifically.
Oh, for God's sake.
he's asking all of you, but yeah, he's directing the question. Kurad.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, Karad, you made friends with him first. We're just your associates still.
He's
And
like,
while I hope to get further in this relationship with your friend, at the moment I'm okay with this.
Oh, we'll definitely go.
yeah, yeah. I think like when you go out to his farm, it's looks like it's he does pretty well as far as it goes. Like you see the tractor that he's referenced, and even from this distance, you can tell that thing has been built and rebuilt and rebuilt and retinkered a few times.
We'll get to that stuff after dinner.
You know, as far you can like the like it seems to be a point of pride for him that he's kept it running and that it still does the job. But
Okay.
the dinner is a home cooked meal. He and his brother, live and work on the farm together. The two of them are like the two of them have you for dinner, and it's
Ah!
have, have you over for dinner. And it's obviously he's like, this is stuff, the vegetables we cooked ourselves. The livestock, well, I got a friend down the road, and he's a real he raises some really good livestock. It's
Mm.
like, and it's a nice hearty meal.
Mhm.
So it's a type of stew that they've made. It's it's got elements of sweet and spicy in it.
Nice.
Okay.
Damn, Kurog's going to have to take his helmet off to eat.
Unless you figured out some other way to do it.
Not really.
Mm.
Yeah, And I think the dinner conversation kind of remains sort of small talk, light and light-hearted and whatnot, until there is eventually, like, you guys are probably getting to dessert, and there's a knock on the door. Like Grandin's brother goes and answers it and calls, and pretty soon, a young-looking half elf comes in. He was, led by Grandin's brother, and the half elf is like, Granin, the council sends word, and so does the law, so does the captain of the watch. He says, which would you like to hear first? And Grandin's like, well, by all means, we've been waiting all day, waiting around to hear from the council all day. It's like, well, the council would like to speak to you, partly into matters pertaining to the incident earlier today you were involved in, but they've agreed in principle to the trade agreement, to ratifying the trade agreement. They're however, he says the original shipment you were wanting to send, they've deemed that we can only send a fraction of this time. And so he kind of nods and he's like, he was like, how much? And he's like, well, they cut what you were gonna send by about 50%. He's like, he shakes his head. He's like, I was hoping to get a little bit more. He goes, I apologize that I apologize. It seems like our stores are a little closer than I expected, or at least the council deems it so. Because says the captain of the watch wanted to speak to you in person, but the council wants to redirect you and the captain of the watch to them. They want to talk about this thing with our guests, as it were. He goes, since you are all present, and he nods and gives a slight bow of respect.
I curtsy.
And he's like, Grandin's like,
Kura just keeps looking forward, but his eye stalks turn.
he's like, yeah, he's like, you're, he's like, and they want to talk to us now. He goes, urgency was the word they used. And he's like, I suppose that is as it is. He's like, I apologize. It seems like this day has been a bit more interesting than I'd intended it to be, necessarily.
Well, yeah. And of course,
Okay.
they're like, now that you've had your evening meal and we're all about to relax, we're going to yell at you.
He's like, well, I hope that's not the case. He's like,
Sorry, Brian.
the half elf is like, we have a vehicle outside and your esteemed guests. He's like, he just nods and he's like, shall we?
Does this one? Never mind. Shh.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think they take you to like the council, and the council is like, it's the building itself looks, and most of the buildings around here look very somewhere between colonist and steampunk in the ethic. If you get what I'm meaning, it looks slightly post-apocalyptic. I mean, it's a kind of a dusty town in the sense that while there are the stuff that look like prefab shelters and like, stuff with modern era technology, the occasional hover vehicles, and stuff
Mhm.
like that. There are some elements of modernization, but this is still very obviously a frontier town in a lot of ways. Not all the roads are paved, not all of the not all of the buildings are of equal quality in building. Some are quite clearly built out of local materials and not synthetically processed from packed worlds or other locations civilized. Um, but you get to the administration building for the council is a bit more modern. There are some elements worked into it that look like there's a traditional feel to it, but by and large, it's mostly modern. Um, when you get to the council chambers, they're already all there in waiting, and the captain of the watch is like, well, since we're all here, can I start? And one of the council members, I think he's a Jabubnan. He kind of like he kind of motions for, like, he's dressed fairly official looking, um, as far as it goes anyway. And he kind of motions for the watch's captain proceed. He goes, "So we got the conscious prisoner to talk, not by any means of intimidation or magic. It was actually kind of funny. We mostly read between the lines. He said he told us more than he thought he was telling us. Kid was a braggart, and, well, is a braggart. He's a braggart, and he's a fool. He got himself involved with a rather shady group. Seems he's involved with the Red Booters. And the other fellow, too, hasn't woke up yet. We're content to let him sleep it off in his cell for the time being. Seems these Red Booters, near as we can figure, have some place on planet that they have some sort of operations. This is my theory is, from what he told us, it seems like they come in they come in with all of the riffraff when we hold events. Otherwise, they meet with their content. Otherwise, citizens taking partake in their services meet with them at pre-designated locations out in the wilds. Risky, considering all the local fauna out there and the possibility of pirates and slavers that like to come looking for people to take. He says the beat, people will do it. Says I figure that their whatever base of operations they've got on planet, and I'm not saying that they only have one. Wouldn't surprise me if they got more than. But whatever they got, I'm guessing that they're not getting their supply from here. The supply is probably coming from somewhere else. There's just too much volume to be produced for all of it to be produced on world with the limited amount of cooperation the booters get from the local populace. There's not enough of us here to begin with, even with the percentages that they could pull off of us for thugs like those fools. Still wouldn't be enough to run an operation with the kind of resources. So I would guess that they probably send their shuttle, the Vaporous, periodically to pick up any proceeds they make here. I mean, that's what would make sense to me. And the council kind of like murmurs a bit, and I think an elderly Lashunta woman speaks up, and she's like, if your theory is correct, we don't have the resources to go tracking through all of the woods to find these individuals. We have to keep the colony itself safe. We don't really have the manpower to send a bunch of expeditions out. Not after that last skirmish with Point One. And another one is like, yeah, but if we don't, and like I think this guy, like there's a male halfling, and he's so, but we don't send anybody out there. We don't take take some proactive action. We're gonna have this kind of violence in the streets more often. We're gonna have a real epidemic on our hands, and this stuff, say, it was I hate to set down laws regarding these kinds of things, but this is becoming everybody that goes to work for doing this is somebody that's not pulling their weight, keeping the colony running, keeping him well running the way safely. And they kind of debate about this back and forth for a bit. Sorry. And eventually, like, if you guys don't interject or intervene in any way, shape, or form, they kind of like eventually they kind of like acknowledge you. I think the older Lashunta woman is like, the three of you were there and you helped out in the situation. In your estimation, is this an isolated incident? Or does this seem like the kind of thing that would turn into a problem in your pact worlds?
Well, if left unchecked, it definitely will become a problem.
She's like, is it? She's like, do you know anything of these red booters? We know that they're some sort of gang and that they're troublemakers bringing drugs into our community, but not much else.
About as much as we do.
How do we whisper?
How we whisper.
Yeah, what's that check?
What, whisper to the GM or?
No,
No, he
like
wants
back and forth with Karad.
like he wants to tell me something, but doesn't want them to hear.
I see.
Yeah, I'm trying to whisper. There we
Since
go.
none of us have telepathy.
Yes.
Telepathic message.
Of course
That'll-
you do.
that'll-
4 people.
But that only allows you to send a message
And replies.
and replies, but you have to send a message first.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I could do the telepathic message like, so this is a fun meeting. What are we here for?
I wish you'd thought to do that like when we first came in. All right, so yeah.
But it doesn't. It's not like an unlimited telepathy we get to have full conversation. He can send a message to all of you.
You
You're
guys
sending
get one
message-
reply.
and you can and only he's the only one you're replying to him. So
Right.
it's not like anybody else would hear it, but
So, yeah, if we can't whisper, that's fine, but I don't know. Because these are simple townsfolk, so to speak. And us being, well, technically we're here to fucking fuck them guys over anyway, so we can steal their shit, isn't the conversation that I really want to have. But, I mean, Brian, all of us are smart enough to word it correctly to give them the fact that we do know some things because we've taken over the station and have been trying to learn about all the things and goings on. Like, but, I mean, I just don't think it'll go over well if we're like, well, we could try to just solve that problem for you.
At a price, yes.
Not even at a price. We were already going to do it.
They don't have to know that.
But so out of character, those are my thoughts. In character, I would try to whisper some of that to you somehow. Wait, what's the most obscure language you know? Do you know Elabrian? What about Jabubnin?
No.
Infernal?
Yes.
Oh, let's try that and see if anybody knows Infernal besides you and I. But I'll still try to whisper it to him. And I'll be like, I don't think these people can handle the fact that we're here to kill those people. And take their shit.
Have a point. But we're not going to play all our cards out at once.
No. But should you need me, I will help. I start coughing because it hurts my throat to speak Infernal.
I just use some mucus around in my throat and say, there, better.
Yeah.
Hey, when I speak Sheeran, it's even harder.
Yes. Sharon, I've been told it's a hard language.
Yeah, well, I speak it because I'm a bug too. Well, I'm a slug. But that's besides the point.
That's true. All right. So that was all I did. And then I go back to looking pretty in the corner.
Yeah, I think they're kind of tossing this about, and they're like, and they're kind of like, and I think Grannon probably speaks up. He's like, look, he goes, I hate to say it, but one of those guys shot Tev. Granted, Tev was buying whatever they're buying their toxic crap, but they as soon as Tev didn't do anything wrong, I surprised the guy by hollering out at him. When it exposed their operation, they shot him right in the chest. Our friends here helped get him helped him to get back on his feet. It's going to take him a while to get to recover, but he might have died. As whatever Tev's faults are, I'm sure we can probably figure out what we can do for him. This is hell. We don't even know why he was buying it at this point. I mean, it's like says I'm in favor of dealing with this element. I mean, the whole point of sending me to talk to our esteemed guests was to try to give some element of civilization to this place, to this system, right? Attract a better class of people. Maybe be able to worry about pirates and gangs less. If that's what we're trying to do, maybe we should go after people like these red booters. They're exactly the kind of people that destabilize and cause chaos, and injury and harm.
We can take their bodies. You guys don't have a problem if we take their bodies, right?
Oh my God.
There's an audible gasp in the room, of shock.
Okay. I say an Infernal, and then remember I'm speaking to Kib. Kib, go back to the ship. Run diagnostics for us. Have the engines ready in case we have to leave.
That's important. I need
because you're a butthead.
Running. I'm gonna go do that. That sounds like a good idea. Hey, nice meeting y'all. I gotta go make sure my ship's running right. Have a nice day. I run out.
All right. I'll assist on this make up for dumbass fucking roll for diplomacy.
Okay. So
We're
let's get
sorry
those
about
rolls.
him. Here's my assist.
Bam!
There you go.
Oh, bang.
But that's an assist. It's only a +2 for your roll there.
Yeah, but still.
I know. We're sorry. We keep him around because he's loyal.
Yeah, they're yeah. Conrad, what do you say here? Like, I get what Philip's assistance.
Ignore the little fella. The goblins always think about food.
Well, he's a isekai.
Isekai? Well, that's even worse.
Yeah.
But to me, he's a goblin. So
Mm.
Like they're just kind of they get like
goblin,
there's a couple of them
isekai,
that look at
tomato,
each other.
tomato.
There's a couple of them that look. There's a couple of them that look at each other like, did he just say something that was kind of like prejudiced? And the goblin and there's a goblin council member that's sitting there that kind of
Of course
that just
there is.
that, that laughs about it and goes, "Ha! No, my cousin's like that guy. He's an idiot too."
Ah,
It went over
see, he
well.
understands. There's
Ah,
always
good.
one amongst every group.
I heard of a dwarf once who took his brother on his adventures with him. Barbarian sort of guy. The brother was, well, he wasn't too bright. They got into a lot of trouble together. But at the end of it all, that incompetent, stupid brother was one of the most dangerous warriors the world had ever seen, and survived some pretty hairy shit. Still dumb as
Mm.
a rock, but nobody could really kill him.
Yes. That does seem to be a trait of those types.
And
Oof.
he shrugs.
So,
Like, he is useful, but he's not thinking on all cylinders.
right, you either love him or you hate him. I'm still in denial.
I'd love to hate him.
Like, I think that Grannon's like, kind of like waits for a moment. He's like, to get back on track here.
Yes.
Because you can tell he's at that look on his face. Oh. He's like, I'm requesting that we send an excursion to deal with it, to find where these guys are located, these red booters are located at, and take them out. At least, if not every base, at least figure out what they've got close to us and deal with it. Maybe a scouting party or something, anything.
So you got
They
anybody here that's good at tracking?
they're like, they all kind of look at each other and like, we just can't spare the resources. But we're not. But if you wish, we will give you the authority to investigate this matter on your own, Grannon, with any volunteers you may care to take along with you. But they have to be those who agree to go on this sort of. He's like, those who.
Agreed.
And Grannon is just kind of like, he's like, so that's about all you're going to do. And he goes, and he kind of shakes his head and he's like, I suppose that I'll have to do then, huh? And he's like, and he kind of,
I guess she'll have
goes,
to dust that armor after all.
yeah, he kind of looks over and he's kind of like over his shoulder as he leaves you. He's like, I was hoping for a little bit more. And the council pretty much is silent as he's leaving. As far as you guys are concerned, they kind of um, they're like um, they basically have like like standard questions you would expect to be asked for somebody that's trying to that's setting up negotiations and trade and stuff. Like they're going over like the reductions they made in Grandin's estimate to sin, the reasons why, the budgetary concerns, the kinds of things that they're worried about outside of budgetary concerns and things like that. Like you guys have to spend a bit of time smoothing over the idea that citizens of Himwell can trade with them, and that you guys aren't going to give up their location to pirates or slavers or anything. They're still very, they're still very cautious because they're used to, they've been screwed over once or twice before, obviously, but they,
Obviously.
but you've got but they kind of go over the rest of the details and what have you. And with that being said, we are at 11:26, so I think it's probably a good time to start doing sign-offs and what have you. And Player's Choice
Hi,
Award.
tonight I played David the Gnome. No. Hi, tonight I played David the Gnome, who also was Philip Defoe. And this is my only show on Mondays right now. One day I'll be in more things.
Well, of course that didn't work right.
Other than that, I don't know who the Jester wants to go next.
I'll go next.
You go next? Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm Brian C. I played Curad tonight. Definitely need to put an on-off switch in Gib. Maybe voice control. Maybe remote control. That might work better. But yeah, he's an interesting little fellow. Yeah, he's still got one to me. But besides that, you can find me on Saturdays running Lands of Iberia. It's a Pathfinder 2nd Edition game. They're almost done exploring the dungeon they're in. As long as you don't keep getting close to death. But yeah, you got to see it to believe it. And yes, one of my players has 3 diseases running at the same time. It's so much bookkeeping for me. But yeah, that's it.
Awesome. You know who's next?
The one that has no filter. Yes, Kib. It pops into his head, he says it. We still don't have self-control. It's a fun type character.
We're going to take care of that.
Yeah, it's going to look a lot like an electroshock collar with a button that we both have. We can't get away with that. You'll fight back. It'll be okay.
No, it's going to be voice activated.
Maybe he's kind of masochistic and kind of enjoyed it. Anyways, we'll see. Okay. What else am I in? Oh, I'm in Lands of Iberia too. And I think my character is vital to the group, because if it wasn't for me, everybody would be dead.
Your last few sessions, that is perfectly true.
Yeah.
I can't argue that point.
I'm important. Yeah, that's the only 2 things I'm in. Yay! That's it.
All right. Wow. So, first things first. You guys, the Kib gets our Player's Choice Award for 50 XP today. And where did that book go? Damn it! I just had it. And for, let's see, 3. I lost my place here. Misplaced my. I should have wrote down the actual. Put the book down, and I didn't. Yay for forgetting things.
I'll forgive you this one time.
You each get 400 experience points for.
Woo! And then we lost you.
Uh,
Oh, now you're back.
Nope. I was like, you got 400 XP for your combat, and Kib gets an extra 50 for the Player's Choice Award. ladies and gentlemen, we are just starting to get into this campaign, and we're the players are on their first sort of chosen deal, and we're kind of exploring that. But it'll be interesting once they finish this and go back to their space station, because there are already changes in the works and happening, which I am looking forward to greatly, because there will be a lot of interesting things that we can get into as we go. There's going to be a lot of interesting opportunities and what have you as we move forward. This is all I'm doing right now is Freewheel Station. I've had some ideas about doing something else, maybe on a Sunday or something like that, or a Saturday after I get off work, or who knows. But you know, I will keep you guys posted as to what's going on. I'm gonna double check and see if our stream commander is paying attention here.
Oh, Captain, my
There he
Captain.
is. There he is. He's paying attention. Hey, yes, we will. And I want to give a big shout out, by the way, to Rowan before we go here, but to Nightheart, because Nightheart runs our streams for us on Monday nights. He is fantastic, and he is so wonderful and nice to do this for us. And we do appreciate it, even though we're a little all over the place sometimes. But let's get a bring out the dragon and get out of here. Bring out the dragon!